urgent. Right now, this week, the universe is positioning the chess pieces for one of the most consequential moves of your entire year. A decision point so critical, so loaded with karmic weight, that it will either liberate you into your next level of mastery or lock you into patterns that could take years to unravel. While most people will sleepwalk through these crucial days, making choices based on fear, convenience, or other people's expectations, you're about to discover why the cosmos has been building toward this exact moment of cosmic reckoning. This isn't just about making the right choice. It's about recognizing that the universe is about to present you with a test of your spiritual integrity that will determine the trajectory of everything that follows. If you've been feeling an unusual pressure to make commitments you're not sure about, if there's been a growing sense that time is running out on certain opportunities, if you've noticed authority figures or institutions suddenly demanding your allegiance or compliance, that's not coincidence. That's your system responding to one of the most powerful cosmic forces for structural change that we experience all year. Think of this moment like standing at the edge of a cliff where two bridges extend into the future. One bridge leads to safety, predictability, and slow spiritual suffocation. The other leads to uncertainty, challenge, and authentic power. The universe is about to remove the luxury of staying where you are, forcing you to choose which bridge you'll cross. The cosmic event creating this pressure is the full moon in Capricorn, blazing through our collective consciousness this week. But this isn't your typical full moon release and manifestation. This is a cosmic audit happening in real time, where everything you've built, every structure you've accepted, every authority you've submitted to is being examined for its spiritual legitimacy. Capricorn full moon operates like a master accountant, reviewing the books of your life, demanding to know which of these structures actually serve your soul's evolution. Which of these responsibilities are authentic callings versus burdens you've accepted out of guilt or conditioning? Which of these commitments are investments in your future mastery versus contracts that bind you to other people's limitations? You see, Capricorn energy doesn't mess around with spiritual bypassing or wishful thinking. It demands concrete evidence that your choices are aligned with your authentic power. It forces you to confront the uncomfortable truth about where you've been building your life on foundations that belong to someone else's dreams, someone else's definition of success, someone else's idea of what's responsible or realistic. But here's what makes this particular cosmic reckoning so dangerous and so essential. The decisions you make under this Capricorn full moon don't just affect your immediate circumstances. They establish the energetic contracts that will govern your reality for the next 6 months minimum, possibly the next several years. Every yes you give to something that doesn't truly align with your soul's calling becomes a cosmic contract that you'll have to honor until the next major Capricorn activation. Every no you say to opportunities that terrify you but excite your spirit becomes a missed portal that may not open again for quite some time. The universe has been preparing you for this moment through months of subtle pressure, growing dissatisfaction with situations that once seemed acceptable, and an increasing awareness of the gap between who you're being and who you're capable of becoming. If you've been feeling trapped by obligations that drain your life force, if you've been questioning whether the path you're on actually leads anywhere you want to go, if you've been sensing that you're capable of so much more than your current circumstances allow, this full moon in Capricorn is arriving to force those questions out of the realm of philosophical contemplation and into the arena of actual choice. But here's the cosmic intelligence operating behind this seemingly harsh energy. Your soul knows exactly what needs to be chosen, what needs to be released, and what needs to be claimed with absolute authority. The challenge is learning to hear that deeper knowing through the noise of external pressure and internal fear. In ancient mythology, this energy is embodied by Saturn, the cosmic taskmaster who rules Capricorn, the god who devours his own children to prevent them from overthrowing his power. But the deeper truth of this archetype is that Saturn represents the wisdom that knows when structures serve evolution and when they become prisons that must be consciously dismantled. This full moon in Capricorn is activating your inner Saturn, the part of you that has the courage to examine your life with ruthless honesty and make the hard choices that your comfort-seeking personality would prefer to avoid. You're being initiated into the mystery of conscious authority, the kind that serves not just your personal ambitions, but the evolution of consciousness itself. The universe is teaching you that there are times when staying safe is the most dangerous choice you can make. There are moments when honoring your responsibilities to others requires you to first honor your responsibility to your own authentic development. There are situations where the most loving thing you can do for everyone involved is to stop participating in dynamics that enable spiritual stagnation. This cosmic pressure you're feeling isn't meant to be comfortable or easy to navigate. Capricorn full moon energy operates like a spiritual chiropractor, realigning your entire life structure through what might initially feel like painful adjustments, but ultimately restores your capacity to stand in your true power. The first sign that you're receiving the cosmic downloads from this event is a sudden clarity about commitments you've been avoiding or delaying. You might find yourself either finally ready to make promises you've been hesitant about, or suddenly certain that you need to extract yourself from obligations that have been slowly draining your vitality. The second sign is an unexpected confrontation with authority figures, institutions, or systems that have been controlling aspects of your life. This could show up as conflicts with bosses, family members, or bureaucratic structures that force you to choose between compliance and authenticity. The third sign is a dramatic shift in your relationship with time and long-term planning. You might find yourself either completely restructuring your goals and timeline, or suddenly recognizing that you've been procrastinating on decisions that have major implications for your future. But let me tell you about the subtler spiritual symptoms that most people don't recognize as connected to this cosmic event. If you've been having dreams about buildings collapsing or being in rooms with no exits, that's your subconscious mind processing the structural changes that need to happen in your waking life and preparing you for the psychological freedom that comes from dismantling prisons you didn't even know you were in. If you've felt an unusual heaviness or fatigue that doesn't seem connected to anything physical, that's your energy body responding to the weight of maintaining structures and commitments that no longer serve your evolution. If you've noticed yourself becoming impatient with people who seem content with mediocrity or unwilling to take responsibility for their own growth, that's your consciousness being recalibrated to higher standards of integrity and authentic achievement. If you've had moments of feeling like you're living someone else's life or following a script that was written by people who don't understand your true nature, that's because you literally are. This full moon is revealing the degree to which your current life structure was designed to please others rather than express your authentic gifts. And if you felt a strange combination of terror and excitement about changes you know you need to make, that's your soul celebrating its opportunity for liberation while your ego grieves the familiar limitations it's being asked to release. Now, here's the critical guidance for navigating this cosmic decision point without making choices you'll regret for years. First, honor the pressure without rushing into permanent decisions while emotions are at their peak. The universe is demanding that you choose, but it's not demanding that you choose this instant. Take time to feel into the long-term implications of each option before committing your energy. Second, Distinguish between decisions that serve your authentic growth versus decisions that merely relieve temporary discomfort. True Capricorn choices build sustainable foundations for long-term mastery, not just immediate escape from current frustrations. Third, be willing to disappoint people who have invested in keeping you in patterns that no longer serve your evolution. The right people will ultimately respect choices that align you with your highest potential, even if those choices are temporarily inconvenient for them. But here's what your guides and higher self are communicating through this cosmic pressure. The decisions that terrify you because they require you to bet on your own potential are the ones most aligned with your soul's calling. The choices that feel safe and reasonable but leave you feeling empty or restless are the ones that will slowly erode your vital force over time. This is not the moment to play small out of false humility or to stay trapped out of misguided loyalty. The people who truly love you want to see you operating at your highest potential, even if that means stepping outside the roles they've become comfortable with you playing. Your responsibility right now is not to make everyone comfortable with your growth. It's to honor the cosmic intelligence that's offering you a chance to align your external structure with your internal truth. To align yourself with the highest potential of this Capricorn full moon energy, try this authority activation. Sit or stand with your spine completely straight, feeling your connection to both the earth beneath you and the sky above you. Take 3 deep breaths and imagine yourself as a mountain, solid, grounded, reaching toward the heavens with unshakable strength. Place both hands on your heart and feel the power of your own authentic authority pulsing beneath your palms. This is not the authority that dominates others, but the authority that governs your own choices with wisdom and integrity. Now repeat with deep conviction. I am the conscious architect of my own life structure. I choose commitments that honor my authentic development and support my highest service. I release obligations that diminish my vital force and restrict my spiritual evolution. I trust my inner authority to guide me toward choices that serve both my personal mastery and the greater good. Feel this sovereign energy establishing itself in your energy field as a permanent foundation for wise decision-making. This is your direct connection to the mature, empowered aspect of Capricorn energy. This activation is now permanently installed in your system. Use it whenever you need to access your inner wisdom about long-term choices. But let me ask you something that will determine how powerfully you navigate this cosmic decision point. Are you willing to risk temporary instability in order to build a life structure that actually reflects your soul's blueprint? This is the heart of what Capricorn full moon is demanding of you. It's asking you to stop building your life on foundations of fear, obligation, and other people's expectations. It's insisting that you have the courage to construct something authentic, even if that means going through a period of uncertainty while the new structure takes shape. The version of yourself that emerges from making soul-aligned choices during this cosmic event will have access to levels of personal power and creative potential that your current self can barely imagine. But accessing that power requires you to release your grip on securities and identities that were never truly yours to begin with. This is the kind of spiritual maturity that Capricorn full moon cultivates, the understanding that real security comes not from clinging to external structures, but from developing the inner authority to create structures that actually serve your evolution. You're part of a global awakening where conscious individuals are being called to stop participating in systems and relationships that enable spiritual mediocrity. The pressure you're feeling to make significant changes isn't personal pathology. It's cosmic intelligence demanding that you step into your role as a conscious creator of reality. Every authentic choice you make during this full moon period contributes to the collective evolution of consciousness on this planet. Every time you choose your truth over temporary comfort, you give other people permission to do the same. Every structure you build from a place of integrity becomes a foundation that can support not just your own growth, but the growth of everyone who comes into contact with your work. But remember, cosmic evolution requires you to be willing to outgrow the versions of yourself that got you to where you are. Capricorn full moon isn't asking you to transcend your human ambitions. It's asking you to ensure that those ambitions are aligned with your soul's true purpose. So as we conclude this cosmic briefing, here's your assignment for this critical decision period. Pay attention to every moment when you feel cosmic pressure to choose between what's easy and what's authentic. Notice every situation where you're being asked to commit to something that doesn't genuinely inspire your highest potential. Recognize every opportunity to build something real and lasting that reflects your true gifts and calling. Don't make these choices from a place of rebellion or reaction. Make them from a place of conscious alignment with your deepest knowing about what you're actually here to create and contribute. Trust that the temporary discomfort of dismantling structures that no longer serve you is preparing you for levels of authentic achievement and satisfaction that you've never experienced before. And remember that the universe doesn't present you with decision points this powerful unless it already knows you're ready to handle the responsibility and opportunity that comes with choosing correctly. The cosmic audit is happening now. Your authentic authority is being tested, and your future self is waiting to see which bridge you'll have the courage to cross. The decision that will determine everything begins now. Choose like your soul's evolution depends on it, because it does.
Thank you for watching. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and share your insights from today with us in the comments below. Namaste.